Welcome. A short time ago, the United States military began major combat operations in Iran. Last night, when the markets opened, we saw extreme volatility in silver price. And this morning, both gold and silver dropped massively. So, what in the world is going on? The worst day on Wall Street since the crash of 1986. We're now down 43%. This could be the most serious recession in decades. I do sincerely appreciate it. The first thing I want to say is that yes, there is a war going on in the Middle East, but we will not be showing any of that footage here on this channel. We will just be focusing on what's going on with the metals. That being the case, of course, our prayers are going out to all of the brave US men and women who are fighting. But let's get into what's going on with silver. We've got silver futures right around $90 today. It's actually down considerably. But look at gold. Gold is up big, even though it did have that huge drop when the markets opened. And I'm going to walk you through exactly what happened. When the markets opened last night, we saw both gold and silver gap up. And for a moment, they were soaring. In fact, silver went as high as $97 an ounce. Gold up to $5,400, but it was short-lived. Silver Trade wrote on X, massive volatility in silver trading. Never seen a chart like this. Silver gaps up to 97, gaps down to 93, gaps back up to 95. So yeah, I would say this is extreme volatility, and I would expect more of this to come. Just as the markets were opening in the US, silver was slammed down to below $90 an ounce. And as I pointed out at the start of the video, both gold and silver were getting slammed down. So what is the reason behind this? Well, the first thing I want to point out is that the US dollar index is up for the day, so the dollar is getting stronger. And whenever the dollar is going up, generally I would expect metals to be going down. However, on the other side of things, when we look at the fear and greed index, you can see it is in the fear category, and rightly so. There is a war going on in the Middle East, and it looks like the war is not going to be wrapping up anytime soon. So we will see how things progress from here. Let's talk about what the metals are doing in China. As you know, they've been leading the way for price discovery, especially when it comes to silver. But look at this post. Physical gold trading at 6,329 an ounce in China. Physical gold stores across China have stopped selling investment gold bars and are only selling craft gold bars at about 6,329 an ounce. I'm not sure what the difference is between investment gold bars and craft gold bars, but either way, that is a massive premium over where gold is. It's like a $900 premium. But not just physical gold prices exploding higher in China. All gold mining stocks hit the daily limit up yesterday. And I guess major banks are experiencing a buying rush with the accumulated gold. This is just the beginning because China has 336 trillion yuan in savings. And March 2nd is going to be really interesting. So we'll keep an eye on what's going on with gold and silver price in China tonight. But it looks like both gold and silver are trying to go much, much higher. And this is going to widen the gap between the East and the West. And ultimately, a lot of metal is going to flow into China. Silver closed at a very high level, $110 an ounce in Shanghai. These are US dollars we're talking about. So a massive premium between the East and the West for both gold and silver. And if you live in America, perhaps this is the time to buy the dip because I don't know how long it's going to last. Apparently, even JP Morgan is making the case for $8,000 gold. But why are they saying that gold could go that high? This surprised me. JP Morgan gold hit 8,000. According to their estimates, private investors hold a 3% gold allocation. If this were to rise to 4.6%, gold would hit 8K. Now, compare that to what others are suggesting. Morgan Stanley considers a 20% gold allocation. Ray Dalio recommends a 5 to 15% gold allocation, and Bank of America sees 30% as reasonable. If allocations move even partially toward those levels, just imagine what will happen to the price of gold. I mean, 8,000 could be blown out of the water. We could be looking at 10, 15, maybe even 20K in the coming years. And Bank of America has revamped their silver price target for 2026. Michael Whitmer, the bank's head of metals research. Project Silver could reach anywhere between $135 and $39 per ounce before the end of the year. Can you imagine if silver goes that high? I mean, with everything going on, I definitely think it's possible. One other thing I did want to point out in this video is Nostra House of Gold writes, I have bad news for the military-industrial complex. You need a lot of silver to replenish all the missiles. Well, there's a worldwide multi-dead silver shortage. So with war going on, silver definitely is needed, and a lot of other industries still need silver right now. We are right in the middle of a 6-year supply deficit. So with the war going on, it has the potential to continue to drain silver supplies. As I'm filming, I'm watching the sell-off continue in precious metals. Silver now down to $87.79. It's down 6.5 bucks or almost 7%. Gold is pretty much flat right now, so the gold-silver ratio is moving much higher. And we do have a gold-silver ratio alert. At the moment, it is above 60. So this once again changes my strategy to include buying silver. I think now could be a good time to buy silver because of the dip. Of course, we could see silver continue to go down from here, especially if we see a big crash in the stock market. We could see silver drop significantly out the gate. But usually it does recover pretty quickly. Let me point out what happened during COVID. If I can just adjust the chart here, you can see silver was at 18 bucks. Then once COVID got kicked off, silver went all the way down to 12, but then it climbed to about $30 an ounce in a very short period of time. So I think if we do see a massive correction, that's probably what we will see, a very quick turnaround. But ultimately, I would just say expect to see volatility in the metals like we saw last night, whether it's big moves up or big moves down. And when it's moving down, I would say that's the time to buy. That's when I like to buy. When I see the red, I go, okay, now's my chance to buy because I can get it cheaper today than I could yesterday. So buy the dips. Take advantage of those when you can. The other thing I would say is that I know a lot of people were expecting both gold and silver to be up today pretty big because of the war in Iran, but that's just simply not the case. We've got silver down. Gold is pretty flat. I mean, if gold could go up about $110, it could close at a new all-time high. And I don't know what's going to happen to the metals as the day moves on. Maybe gold will go up, maybe it'll go down, maybe silver will keep crashing, or it could recover from here. Time will tell. So I'll do some updated videos in the future. I'm going to be recording another one tomorrow, and probably some more as the week goes on, because I'm expecting some big moves. I think it's certainly possible we could see silver above $100 an ounce before the week is out. But then again, I just simply don't know what's going to happen. So I'm curious what your opinion is, though. Let me know down below in the comments section. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in my next one.